and there's a little bit about what we remembered about it. But let's now get into the second part of it, the movies that Hogan was very famous for. This is the no, it's not the simplest part. I think I miswrote. No, here it is. I have to remove it. The Hollywood. You know, you mentioned that Hogan was called for a while Hollywood Hogan. That was when he went bad, but it was a play on the fact that he was very much Hollywood. He was one of the one of the few wrestlers that would constantly be booked for his own movies or guest appearances. So let's get into the whole Hollywood Hogan portion of Terry's life. What
we had number one, Rocky III. I think they said
that top highlight.
Hulk Hogan was featured in and starred in a lot of movies thanks to his iconic popularity and child role model persona. So here's a list of 10 movies that he's been a part of that showcase Hogan's charisma and his transition from wrestling superstardom to acting in various capacities.
Yeah. Like starting with number one with Rocky III. Does anybody? I've seen Rocky III. Okay, I've seen Rocky III. I've seen all the Rockies, and I remember Hogan. Here's the thing: I remember Hogan more than I remember the whole Clubber Lang storyline. That's because I've seen Rocky only maybe once or twice when I was a kid, and Hogan is what stood out to me more than even I probably maybe I watched it and then stopped watching it once Hogan was done because I know that Clubber Lang was the focus, was the main bad guy, but I don't know why my core memories is Rocky Balboa getting thrown over the ropes. What you remember that movie?
I do. I remember the scene, and I remember going, "Wow, they've got Hulk Hogan in it." It's like it was also kind of weird to see it in a serious kind of role, but it was this lighthearted moment of Rocky having to.
It was like a promotion, I think. It was like a wrestler versus a boxer, right?
Yeah. And it was him having to, appease some of the promotional gods to get a little bit of play and a little bit of visibility, and you could tell that's what they were going for.
Yeah.
And to have Hogan step into that role and be that over the top PR guy in wrestling to make a big fiasco out of it was really interesting scene. And funny that they dropped him in there.
What about you, Joe? Do you remember? Did you watch any of the Rockies? Do you remember that one?
No, I don't think I've seen any of them all the way through.
No.
I've just seen big, chunks here and there.
Yeah.
Of especially the early ones, but not the later. Yeah. So no,
I'm gonna have to rewatch 3 because I know I probably watched the whole thing, but for some reason, Hogan was what stood out to me the most.
Our early years were not full of lots of movies. Whatever came on antenna television
was what you watched.
That's what you got to see.
I would like to see what type of conversations those two guys had off camera.
Oh yeah, I think they're still friends. I think they're still friends. The number 2 on the list was a movie I'm very, very familiar with, No Holds Barred. This was Hulk Hogan and what was the character's name that he will always be Debo to me from Friday, but his character in this movie was Zeus, and because of this movie, he had a short run as a heel in WWF at the time. So this Zeus character broke the fourth wall, went into the WWF for a while, and Zeus and versus Hogan was a storyline for a while. Wow. He was a decent wrestler in my opinion back then, but when he became Debo, that was it. I couldn't No Holds Barred was such a campy movie. I remember when he was intimidating one guy, and he's calling on about a collar, and he's like, well, "What's that smell?" And he was like, "Dookie." Oh my God, it was so campy, but it was that kind of campy that I love. Does anybody remember that?
Was that the first wrestling movie?
I would say yes, but I'm probably wrong. In my mind, yes, it is the first. It's one of WWE's first attempts at breaking because WWE Films they started a production company after a while. All those Marine movies and The wrestler Kane doing that horror movie. What was that? See No Evil, I think that was. Those were produced by WWE. There's some movies out there that are produced by WWE that have nothing to do with wrestling. There's some that they are a legit studio now. So that I think No Holds Barred was their first at producing. I don't know if that was the first wrestling, but I want to say yes. In my heart, yes. So you know what? Yes. But guys, if you guys know the real answer to that, what was the first wrestling movie out there? After that was this Thunder in Paradise.
Suburban Commando.
I'm sorry, Suburban Commando. I skipped the gun. I remember this movie as well. Christopher Lloyd, a space. He was, I think, he's an alien, like a soldier from outer space, and we had to crash land to Earth for like maintenance reasons, or maybe he was looking for something. I vaguely remember it. I just remember that it felt like his gear. It looked like the thing on the glove. It looked like the Power Glove from Nintendo. That's what that looked like to me. I thought that was the look that they were going for, but he was pretty much. I don't know. Like he befriended this family, and for some reason he stayed with. I don't know why, but he was being hunted by another wrestler, a bounty hunter who was played by The Undertaker. I remember that. And the only thing I really remember from this movie was when The Undertaker first spoke in the movie. He had a very high pitched, he's like, "You're a dead man, Ramsey," and he was like, "No wonder you guys never talk." I thought, that can't be The Undertaker's real voice. For years, I thought that was really his voice. That's the only thing that's out there. Does anybody remember Suburban Commando? Am I the only one who saw that one? Who remembers Suburban Commando?
I really don't remember a lot about it, to be honest. I do remember thinking that this was probably one of the first times I had seen the action star guy put in like the nanny role.
Yeah.
Into that environment of a family atmosphere and played light of it. And since then, that's been a pretty common reoccurrence.
Yeah, that was a standard. Yeah. Because then after this next one, because I don't remember Thunder in Paradise, but I do remember the next one that came after. Yeah, it was like that. They realized that the family friendly films like Mr. Nanny, that's where the money was, because it was like a blueprint. The Rock did it. Stone Cold, I believe, did it. These family-friendly movies. Vin Diesel did it.
Well, that era of time was very big on
Kid
movie. You know, you had your
Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Explorers.
The Beethoven.
Oh yeah.
Freaking dog movies and.
You know what? Now that you mentioned Beethoven, this
Look
looks
Who's
exactly
Talking.
like the Beethoven. It's the white background with the red colors and it's the red lettering. This is a very Beethoven type of poster.
I mean, those guys had they're like, okay, well, we've got a formula that makes money.
White background, red letters, candy cane poster template.
How many spin-offs and variations of the story can we tell and generate as much revenue as quickly as humanly possible?
Right? And then moving on real quick to the next one, like movies that, I mean, I must have, in my teenage years, I must have started falling off because I don't remember any of these.
No,
movies. The
never.
Secret Agent Club.
No.
It looks very direct to cable. Right there, it looks like definitely maybe it was a Disney. I don't know who produced this one. Never seen it before in my life. Then the next one, what was after that? The Ultimate Weapon. I was supposed to be Hogan appears as himself in a film that satires the film industry. This feels very Last Action Hero-ish. Maybe that's what they were going for. What do you? I mean,
I did not watch this, but that does sound accurate. Now that you mention it, that sounds very accurate.
Like they were trying to play on what was going on at the time, or maybe it was like maybe they were trying to spoof the Last Action. I mean, that was already a spoof in a way. So it's weird that they would go after something like this, and because this is what 97. This is that would have been after Last Action Hero, wouldn't it?
No. Last Action Hero. You talking about the one with Arnold?
Yeah, with Arnold.
No, I think it came after that.
That was after that.
This was after that.
No, Last Action Hero came after that.
I think Last Action Hero saw this film and said,
we
can do better than that.
I can do it better.
I can make it work.
I can do it.
Nice try, Terry. You don't have the chops. But then after that, there was a movie that, I jumped the gun. This isn't in chronological order, but Before that, it was Gremlins. I remember his cameo in that. Like he broke the fourth wall. The movie, the film actually broke. You made it think that the if you were in the movie theaters, it made you think that the reel actually broke, and then some usher in the movie theater found Hulk Hogan and Mr. Hogan, the Gremlins are messing up the film, and then he looks at hey dude, you better put this movie on. We put some good money out there, and if you don't turn that movie, and he does the classic t-shirt rip, and it intimidates the Gremlins to continue the movie. Though I thought. That's some good fourth wall breaking, though. To me, that was a clever way they did it.
Yeah,
Chris is correct. The last action hero was from '93.
I knew that was before '97. I knew it. I knew it. Never doubt me, ever. Because it was.
I thought it was after. I would have guessed '99, 2000.
Because it was in the heights of Terminator 2 and all that. So I was like, no, that had to be before '97. Sansa with Muscles, another one that I
never
definitely missed. That one, you don't think of that's.
Oh,
is that what's her name from?
Yeah, from that '70s
show. Yeah, is that what? Is that Mila Kunis? Is that Mina?
That
Mina?
is.
That's Mila, right?
Mila Kunis.
Wow.
Oh wow! Straight to home video. Straight to home video. I never even heard of this from Santa. And then finally. It says he's not on the poster or anything like that, but it says that he made an appearance in one of the Marine movies. This was the Marine 2. The Marine 1 was like the only financially successful one. That was the one starring John Cena playing a Marine trying to save his girlfriend. Marine 2 starred another wrestler who was in the sequel, and then The Miz took over the series, the franchise afterwards. But it turns out, I guess he was in part 2. No, guys, let us know what is your favorite Hulk Hogan starring film or cameo appearance that he had in his Hollywood era. Beetlejuice. So stay tuned, guys. Till next time, have a good one. Thank you guys for watching our video. I really do appreciate it. Remember, you can support our show by becoming a member or a patron. So click the subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so you'll never miss out on when we go live or post new content. Let's stay connected, grow this community together. Like, subscribe, comment, and let's keep talking.